Hello everybody, this is part of my concussion protocol series. I wanted to demonstrate some of the scalp acupuncture, and so I use scalp acupuncture to help promote blood circulation after a cranial injury. And so part of my history with cranial injuries, I've experienced dozens and dozens of concussions from playing collegiate football. I graduated in 2011 and I've had headaches since 2009, so for wow, almost nine years now. And so this is something that I use in my recovery process to help promote blood circulation, like I said, into my scalp. We know through clinical trials that acupuncture can, wherever you insert the acupuncture needle, we know at the very least that locally blood circulation is promoted wherever you insert the needle. And so I pick certain acupuncture points in my scalp to at the location of wherever I have pain. And so I've had pain in this aspect of my forehead. There's an acupuncture point right here. This is gallbladder 14 here, and I'm actually going to run an electrical current, and I'm going to use Tai Yang here. And so I'm going to run a current from gallbladder 14 to Tai Yang, and the electrical current is going to circulate blood and qi in this area to help break up any scar tissue that I have residually built up on in my brain tissue. Let's see, what else can I say about it? The electricity also helps. We know that it penetrates into the brain tissue. The bone itself, it has what's called a piezoelectric effect, and so which means that the bone itself can conduct electricity. And so when we put this electricity on the needle, which I'll show you here in a second, the bone conducts electricity through the skin, through the bone, into the brain tissue, and the electricity, like I said, helps to break up any of that scar tissue. And then there was another clinical trial that said that acupuncture has been observed to regulate cerebral blood flow. And so when you have a cranial injury, you have impact to the head. One of the main things that occurs is inflammation. The swelling of your brain is what interrupts cerebral blood flow. And so as your brain swells, there's only so much space in your cranium, in your skull, and because of the swelling, new blood flow is limited because of the pressure buildup. And so by acupuncturing the scalp, it helps to relieve some of the inflammation that's built up in your scalp, and ultimately allowing for new blood flow to come up to the brain tissue, and then on the back end, ultimately allowing for tissue repair in the scalp itself. And so the scalp points I'm using are gallbladder 14. I'm going to do it bilaterally here. I'm going to use Yin Tong, Tai Yang. Sometimes I'll use gallbladder 8, which has been known. Sometimes I get a headache on this side of my scalp as well. Gallbladder 8 is a nice point, especially after concussion if there's vomit. And so gallbladder 8 can help relieve incessant vomit and things like that. And so I needle it locally. And then I have distal points selected as well to help move the accumulation of what's built up in my scalp down into the extremities. And then the assisted points, or the additional points selection, is aimed at improving blood circulation. And so I'll start here. So an acupuncture needle looks like this, okay? And so right here, like I said. So there's one. You see it? And then the other side is here. Gallbladder 14. Yin Tong, which is your third eye, helps regulate your pituitary gland, but also helps to, like I said, bring nourishing blood up to the frontal aspect of your scalp. The other point I'll use, which I'll run the electricity to, is Tai Yang, which is right here at the temple. So the acupuncture needles, they're sterile, they're one-time use, so we insert them, we use them for a treatment, and then we don't use them anymore. needle do 20, which is on the top of my scalp here, right in the middle. It's at the, you find the apex of the ear, shoot, right midpoint, just like that. There we go. Just had to feel the insertion. So I'm going off a feel right now, just because I just do this myself. And so like I said, and so the electrical that I use, it's just a small e-stim machine. Basically just a jumper cable. So we always put black on pain. So you just hook up the needle here, like that. I'm gonna lay back here so you can see it. I usually do this in a mirror, but I'll do this in the camera here. And so the needles, like I said, locally here, which is where I have the headache, and then on Tai Yang, which is on the temple here, and the current will be run from needle to needle, and this is right where the location where I have the discomfort and the pain. And as I sit back, it does look a little awkward, something out of the Matrix, but I assure you this is a very powerful way to improve blood circulation in the scalp. And so as I turn this on, yeah, it starts to kind of feels like this. Just a slight tingling. Frequencies at about 20. And so in China they actually use the e-stim as an anesthetic, and so for surgery. And so instead of the shot that you get for a surgery, they use this to numb the area. And because of my headaches, I still get residual headaches from all my cranial injuries. This is what I use to numb my headaches. And so I just, I'm gonna let this sit for about 20-25 minutes, and then we'll see how the headache feels. But this is a little bit about how, I don't know if you can see any of that pulsation there. I don't think you can in the video, but that's essentially what's happening here. Is it's bringing blood flow to locally, and then like I said, I have Tai Yang here, and I can feel it in both locations with the e-stim machine. And so thank you for listening, and I'm going to be sitting here for about 20 minutes as I lay back with this. So again, this is part of my concussion protocol, and you can reference further videos to understand some of the additional theory behind it. So thank you.